You know, after watching this movie, I think I'm going to cancel my HBO subscription. What up, fellas? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Henry, and today we're going to be reviewing the new Godzilla vs. Kong movie. And the reason why I'm going to be canceling my HBO subscription is not because of the movie. Oh, actually, it is because of the movie, but it's not for what you think. The reason why I'm canceling is because when I was watching it on when I was watching this movie, I was literally just watching it on my iPad, and my iPad is not like the same as like going to like a movie theater where you have like large, like loud surround sounds and a massive screen. So I had to watch like all this, watch the movie, but on a small screen on my iPad, and like, I mean, the headphones is good, but you know, it's not as great as like having surround sounds and having like I said, the massive screen. So I think this literally just especially this movie, I prefer the whole movie going experience rather than streaming it and watching it at home, because until I get room and make that into like a movie theater. But that's why I'm gonna have to cancel my HBO subscription and go back to the movies, because I'm a movie theater goer. So Godzilla vs. Kong was directed by Adam Wingard, and he actually made movies such as You're Next, and the other movie that he made was the Blair Witch Project, the 2016 one. And both of those movies were, as you can see, more like kind of like these like suspenseful and like kind of, you could say, scary movie. And this is kind of like his first, where it's like a big, big, huge titan fighting. So this is kind of like different, but I think he should probably stick with these type of movies, because like in regards to like the way it looks, I think that would probably fit more of his style. Well, what did I thought about this movie? Well, there's a lot of elements that went into this movie. Well, the first major thing is that this was delayed several times. If I'm not mistaken, this was supposed to come out like last year, not early, like mid last year or late last year, but earlier. It was supposed to come out a lot earlier, but they kept on pushing it back until now. Now they finally released it. So when I saw this movie, as you saw in the trailer reaction, I wasn't really expecting so much. I was just expecting I just wanted two big titans fighting against each other. I want to see them clashing, throwing punches, basically awesomeness. However, this movie is weird in the sense that it gives you what you want, but at the same time, it also gives you what you expect. And what I expected was boring characters. Well, not boring characters, but like pointless characters that literally you could just remove them from the movie and you would not care. They had nothing to do with this movie. The only thing they needed to do was they literally had nothing to do with this movie. I'll probably talk more about them in the spoiler, but I literally had nothing to do with this movie. You also had, oh my god, like, I'm not gonna lie, the story and the story of this is terrible. Well, not terrible, but it just doesn't make sense, and you could tell it was really, really sloppy. And that's kind of what I'm getting at with this movie. There is basically two sides of this movie. There is the awesome action, which is what you, like I said, what you want. But there's also like the downside, which is something that you expect, especially with this big movie. I think my biggest complaint, and the reason why I'm gonna be kind of a little harsh on this movie, is that, I mean, as we have to say, enough is enough. We can't keep accepting garbage. This movie is not garbage, but it does have a lot of garbage elements in regards to its storyline. That storyline is bad. I've seen a lot worse, but this one is really, really bad, and we just can't keep accepting that. So therefore, we must essentially, when we have to make a point, it's gonna have to be to the point where like we have to tell these studios like Bugs Bunny or Mickey Mouse to tell them, guys, man, we can't keep accepting garbage. Give us something interesting in regards to a story that we can understand. This story, dude, I have no idea. You cannot explain that. You cannot explain anything. It's like you're gonna give yourself a headache trying to explain this movie to yourself. And perhaps the other biggest complaint that I would probably make the argument of is that this movie did feel a little clustered. It felt like it was several different movies in one big movie. Like, there was this, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but there was a sequence in like towards like the middle of the film where King Kong goes and does something else, and I'm like, that alone should be its own movie, where it could be like a separate King Kong movie. And especially with, and you see this in the trailer where you see the little girl and how she has a connection with King Kong. But that could also be in that exact same movie of essentially King Kong learning to like understand himself, understanding his past, his true origin, expanding the lore of King Kong, giving him much more of depth and more of a personality between him and the little girl. Because in this one, they throw in a couple lines and you're expected to care. I mean, she seems nice. I mean, there was some funny moments, like no, not even funny, like chuckle moments or like giggly moments, but both her, but nothing else. So that would probably be the biggest flaw. Is the story? The story is really bad. However, when we get to the action, when it's really King Kong versus Godzilla, when it's them two fighting, it is freaking amazing. I especially love it when King Kong just like you sucker punch him, and then he goes for he really goes for his elbow, and Godzilla's like gonna go like Kamehameha. Freaking Godzilla's like going Goku on King Kong. King Kong's going like Donkey Kong. He's giving them like freaking. He's going like a Hulk, even like Hulk smashes and stuff. I'm telling you, man. I'm not gonna spoil that. Just one scene I want to talk about in the spoilers though. But it was just, the action is really awesome. It's really there. The effects is really amazing. I heard a lot of complaints in regards to 2019 Godzilla King of Monsters. You couldn't see anything only because it was all rainy, and so they tried to hide the CGI. Here, nah, it was. Well, they did fall in the dark, but in Hong Kong, but you saw in the trailers that, and the reason, and it's crazy how like it's so neon, man. Is this really Pacific Rim? Because I remember Pacific Rim, they're having a lot of neon and colors. This one, it feels a lot like Pacific Rim. Okay, I don't really like it. I want this to be its own separate thing, but at least I can see stuff, so that's obviously a plus. So the action is good. I really do love the action, and it started as a one-on-one between King Kong and Godzilla. They're fighting for the World Heavyweight Titan Championship. Whoever wins get the title. However, it becomes one-on-one, but then towards the end, it becomes a triple threat match, and I'm gonna talk more about that in the spoiler. Another okay-ish thing would be the soundtrack. The soundtrack is from Junkie XL. Junkie XL also did the soundtrack for Zack Snyder's Justice League. But in that film, I remember the sound being kind of like bad. It was just bad. Like some of the song choices, I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, why are we listening to the song to just sing for Justice League? However, in this one, it felt, it made sense. Like it was good, but it's nothing memorable. Fit, but it's not something like I'm gonna be like, it's something I want to listen to every 24/7. It's more of a song, something that I'll probably listen like once a while, because it's essentially like the theme song of King Kong and Godzilla. It's like their theme song, but more modernized. So it was okay. I just only wish that studios nowadays will spend time, you can obviously tell that they spend more money on the special effects. Like, don't get me wrong, like actually making these big kaijus or titans, actually making them fight is expensive as heck. I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to the craftsmanship of making these big, huge monster movies, I'm not gonna trash it. Like, the quality shows that they do spend their time, budget, and dedication to making these big, huge battles and these big, huge fights feel much more memorable and feel much more epic. But I guess it sucks how we still get a crappy story, and especially with a lot of plot holes and things that doesn't make sense, and just still feel a little clustered because there's several elements that I wish had its own separate movie, so we could dive in deeper and know more about the lore between Godzilla and King Kong. Fun time watching this. The only downside of this is that you can't really, when you watch this movie, you can't watch it with like a brain. You can't get to move all sorts of like intelligence, any sorts of basically reason. You can't mindless zombie. Be a mindless zombie and accept whatever they show you and don't even question it. But however, the action was still good. I do like the different elements and how they try to, especially the different type of camera shots. That's one thing I'm gonna give a praise to Adam Wingard. Those camera shots were really awesome. I actually did like those. So with that being said, I'm going to give Godzilla vs. Kong a C. I actually did enjoy this movie, but it's just it felt clustered, and honestly speaking, it had potential, and I hope this is enough. Enough is enough with these kind of movies where you just can't reason, you can't find any sorts of symbolism, you can't connect to no characters, you just literally have to be a zombie, you have to be a zombie, and just watch them. That's pretty much it for this video, guys. Let me know down in the comments below if you have seen the movie, and if you have, what did you thought about it, as well as missing. If there's something I'm missing, let me know. What am I missing about this movie? Or maybe, am I wrong? Let me know. Let me know down in the comments below, and that's pretty much it, because we're out of here.
Flawless victory.